Good morning, dear students. In our online classes, we have discussed till question number 5 of chapter 1. So today, we will be discussing from question number 6 onwards. So, all of you, please turn to page number 15. In page number 15, the question number 6 is, balance the following chemical equations. Before balancing the chemical equations, let us look at the answer of question number 4 once. Question number 4 was, what is a balanced chemical equation? Why should chemical equations be balanced? So what is a balanced chemical equation? A chemical equation in which the number of atoms of each element in the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms of that element in the product side is called a balanced chemical equation. Now, why should chemical equations be balanced? Chemical equations should be balanced in order to satisfy the law of conservation of mass, which states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction, but they can get converted from one form into another. So we need to balance a chemical equation. Now question number 6. Here we have 4 equations to balance the following chemical equations. The first one is number A, HNO3 plus CaOH twice produces calcium nitrate plus H2O. So what I have done is I have written all these 4 equations in my copy. So here. So let us discuss the balancing of these equations one by one. So the first equation is HNO3 plus CaOH twice. This arrowhead is always read here as produces CaNO3 twice, that is calcium nitrate, plus H2O, which means water. So nitric acid plus calcium hydroxide produces calcium nitrate plus water. So how to balance a chemical equation? The rule is, at first we look for that compound or that substance which has the highest number of atoms. So among these 4 substances which is present here, this substance has the highest number of atoms, that is calcium nitrate has the highest number of atoms. So we will start balancing of the equation from here. Now in CaNO3 twice, that is calcium nitrate, here NO3, this group is called a nitrate group and it is a compound radical. You see, NO3 means nitrate and it is called a compound radical. It is a group of atoms with a charge. Okay. Similarly, later we will get groups like sulfate, okay, sulfate, carbonate, hydroxide, etc. Now, here when a compound radical is present in the equation, it is in one way very good only because we just need to look for a similar group on the other side of the equation. So here there are 2 units of nitrate and on the reactant side there is only NO3, 1 unit of nitrate. So to balance the units of nitrate, what we will need to do, we can put a number in front of the whole formula this side. So there are 2 units of nitrate here. So in front of this whole formula, we will place a 2 here. So this 2 which we have placed here, it will apply for all the atoms and substance inside the molecule. So here now there are 2 nitrate units. Here also in the reactant side there are 2 nitrate units. Now in the product side there is 1 calcium atom. In the reactant side also there is 1 calcium atom, which means this part is balanced on both sides of the equation. 2 nitrate, 2 nitrate, then 1 calcium, 1 calcium. Now we have to look for the other elements. So you see in the product side there is only 2 hydrogen atom. But in the reactant side, how many hydrogen atoms are there? See, in this compound there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. In this compound again this OH twice, no? So this applies for all the atoms inside the bracket. So there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. So in the reactant side there are the total number of hydrogen atoms are here 2 plus here 2. Total number of hydrogen atoms on the reactant side is 4. But here only 2 of them is there. So this side 4, to make 4 on the product side also we have to put a number. So we'll put a number in front of this whole formula. We'll put number 2. So now when we put this number 2 here, now what is the number of hydrogen atoms here? Here you see the subscript is there. We need to multiply this number with the number in the front to know the total number of hydrogen atoms. So 2 into 2 is 4. So now the number of hydrogen atom is also balanced. So 2 to the 4 hydrogen atoms. Here 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogen atoms as a whole. Now what about oxygen atoms? So because of these 2, now the number of oxygen atoms here on the product side here is 2 oxygen atom. In the reactant side also automatically it is becoming, see, 2 oxygen atoms. So it is oxygen atoms also balanced. So while counting oxygen atoms, we should not confuse into counting the oxygen atoms present here, because this has already been taken into account as a nitrate. No, already it has been balanced in the nitrate group. So this need not be counted again. So nitrate is 2. So let us have a look at the whole equation once again. Now NO3 2 nitrate units, 2 nitrate units, 1 calcium, 1 calcium, 2 to the 4 hydrogen. So 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogen, and 2 oxygen here, 2 oxygen here. So the first equation is now a balanced chemical equation. Now let us go to the next chemical equation. The next equation is NaOH, which means sodium hydroxide, H2SO4, which means hydrogen sulfate or sulfuric acid, then Na2SO4, it means sodium sulfate, and H2O means water. Now again we start from that compound which has the highest number of atoms. Of course here these 2 substances have the highest number of atoms and the number of atoms in them are equal. So what we will do is check that we find that here there are 2 atoms of sodium. Here there is only 1 atom of sodium. So what we can do to balance the number of sodium atoms, we can put a number 2 here. So, okay. So the number of sodium atoms on both sides of the equation is now balanced. Now sulfate, SO4, here there is 1 unit. Here also SO4, 1 unit. So sulfate is already balanced. Now what about hydrogen atoms? 2 hydrogen atoms here and this 2 hydrogen atoms here. So 2 plus 2, total here 4 hydrogen atoms are there. On the product side there is 2 hydrogen atoms. So we'll put a number 2 here. Okay. So 2 to the 4 hydrogen atoms now. Now what about oxygen atoms? See, there are 2 atoms of oxygen here and here. Automatically there are 2 atoms of oxygen atoms now. Therefore the atoms of each element on the reactant side is equal to the atoms of that element in the product side. It is now a balanced chemical equation. 2 sodium, 1 sulfate, 2 hydrogen plus 2 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen. So here 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen, 2 oxygen, and this one 2 oxygen atoms. Now let us go to the next question, number 6C. 6C, the compounds here are NaCl. Na means sodium, so NaCl, sodium chloride. AgNO3, Ag means silver, NO3 means nitrate, so silver nitrate produces AgCl, that is silver chloride, and NaNO3. NaNO3 means sodium nitrate. Now if we look at the number of atoms here, see here compound radical NO3, there is 1 unit. Here also NO3, 1 unit. Here sodium 1, here sodium 1. Here chlorine 1, so here chlorine 1. And here silver 1, here silver 1. Which means this is already a balanced chemical equation. So in the exam, if this question is coming, instead of just doubling the number or tripling the number of atoms or molecules, we can write the equation as it is in the answer. Okay, so the balanced chemical equation, since it is already a balanced chemical equation, so this chemical equation 6 number C is already balanced. So in the exam, when we are required to write the answer, we'll just, what we'll do, we'll write the same equation as it is. That is sodium chloride plus silver nitrate produces silver chloride plus NaNO3, that is sodium nitrate. Okay, this is how we have to solve it. Next question is question number 6, number D. BaCl2 plus BaCl2 plus H2SO4 produces BaSO4. Okay, BaCl2 means barium chloride plus H2SO4 means sulfuric acid, produces Ba means barium, so BaSO4 means barium sulfate plus HCl means hydrochloric acid. Now let us look at the number of atoms of each element on the reactant product side. So here barium 1 atom, here also barium 1 atom, here chlorine 2 atom, here chlorine 1 atom, here hydrogen 2 atoms, here hydrogen 1 atom, here sulfate 1 unit, here sulfate 1 unit. So since both chlorine and hydrogen here, they are their numbers are 2 on the reactant side, and here it is 1. So in front of this whole formula, if we put a number 2, which will apply for all the atoms present here, the equation becomes balanced. How? See, because of this 2 which is placed here, now there are 2 atoms of hydrogen here, 2 atoms of hydrogen here, 2 atoms of chlorine here, and 2 atoms of chlorine here. Rest is already balanced, Ba1 and sulfate 1. So this is now a balanced chemical equation. I hope all of you have understood how to balance a chemical equation. Such a method of balancing chemical equation is called a heat and trial method, because sometimes if you get a number which does not balance the equation, you can try putting different number in front of the compounds to balance them again. So thank you. Now let us go to the next question.